Hello, and welcome back to Mr. B Teaches History. Today's lecture will focus on the end results of World War I as centered on the United States. My World History playlist has more details on this topic as well from the World History perspective. So let's get started. U.S. President Woodrow Wilson wanted to shape the peace treaty to end the war so that there was no true victor. His 14 points were designed to address the causes of the war and prevent another one. First, Germany, who got blamed for starting the war, would return to its 1871 Franco-Prussian War pre-war borders. Other parts of his 14 points included the freedom to sail and trade the seas without fear of being attacked and the removal of trade barriers. There should be no secret treaties between nations and a reduction of everyone's military size. And all groups of people should have the right to self-determination, to become a nation if they want to, apart from any other nation. The biggest point, though, was the creation of the League of Nations to provide mutual guarantees of political independence and territorial integrity of all states. President Wilson traveled to Versailles, France, with all the other nations involved in the war in January 1919. The other winners of the war, Great Britain and France, wanted to punish Germany, and so Wilson had to compromise with them, but he did get them to accept his plans for a League of Nations. In the peace treaty, Germany was forced to admit guilt for the war and pay a large sum of money in reparations to the Allies. It was stripped of its military, its colonies, and had to accept French occupation of part of its territory. Territories controlled by Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Russia taken by the Allies were granted independence, creating many new states. The League of Nations called on its member states to stand ready to protect the independence and territory of other nations. When President Wilson got home, he had to convince two-thirds of the U.S. Senate, including its Republican majority, to ratify the treaty. Two groups opposed the treaty. Irreconcilables would not accept U.S. membership into the League of Nations, and the reservationists said they could accept the League of Nations if certain reservations would be added to the covenant. Most feared that the League would interfere with American sovereignty and allow Europe to interfere in the Western Hemisphere, which was against the Monroe Doctrine. Wilson refused to compromise and went on a tour to convince the American people to support the treaty, but early in the tour he had a stroke from which he never recovered. The treaty was defeated in the Senate twice, once with compromises on the League of Nations. After Wilson left office, the U.S. made separate peace treaties with Germany and never joined the League of Nations.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or clarifications you would like to make about this lecture, please leave a comment below. If you learned something new, please consider leaving a like. If you would like to receive notifications of more content like this, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If you would like to support this channel and creator financially, please check out the links in the description for merchandise or sites that will provide me direct financial support for the work of this channel. Thank you for your time and have a great day. Class dismissed.